Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Okay. Hope I'm audible and you could see my screen, online students. Online students, am I audible and you could see my screen? Yes or no?
Yes, I can.
What is this? Yes. Okay, fine. So sorry for the delay, guys. There was a check for the offline students, so that made delay. So it's not repetitive, mostly for today. Okay, so where are we, guys? What are we discussing in the last class? We have started with how do we create a sample web page. On the top, we are looking into how do we add the CSS properties for a HTML tag. And we had looked into what do you mean by attributes? How do we add extra information to the existing HTML tags? Okay, this is what we looked into. We have seen some attributes. On the top, guys, we have a place. Please go there. Guys, you can move a bit forward. Just you also. Yeah. Comfort? Okay. So, yeah, so this is what we had looked into. We created a very simple page in order to show the news items on the page. On the top, we have seen what do you mean by heading tags? How do you create a simple heading tags? How do you create a paragraph tag? And how do we add the multi-line text content? How do we inject attributes, bit of CSS properties like style, etc. things we had looked into. Hope everyone got a chance to practice this. So guys, today most of you guys were asking that you have missed the Monday and Tuesday's class, which is actually important. Earlier classes, those are just demo. We were just talking about the theory part, but Monday and Tuesday, we actually started the web page development and all. So that is important. Is any online student having the recordings of it? Oh, they are sharing the recordings of day 5. Anyone who don't have the recordings of the previous classes? After offline students, online students can take it directly. Offline students, once after the class, you can come to me and you can take these links. Okay, I will ask the management to provide, because I already said you on the day 1 itself, management was so clear that only top 5 videos link will be shared. But I will put some personal request to give the access for Monday and Tuesday's class. Okay, I will share it with you guys. Once it is there, you can ping me on my Telegram. I will reply back. And on the top, from today, anyone, make sure you don't miss the classes. And again, you should not come back to me and ask that, boss, please provide the link because we have missed the class. Okay, that should not be the case. And make sure everybody is there on the day, everyday class, guys, because every day we are keeping into the new technology. New topics here. Okay, as it is new for most of you all. So make sure you don't miss them until and unless it is too much emergency. Okay, so today I was about to discuss about what yesterday we have seen some of the disadvantage by adding. Okay, one more thing. What do you call these guy if we are applying the CSS through style attribute? Inline CSS, we call it as. Anytime you add the CSS using the style attribute, we call it as inline CSS. We saw some of the disadvantages if we use inline CSS? Yes, right? What are the disadvantages we have seen? Redundancy of the code. Code is unnecessarily repeating here. The second thing is duplication. Duplication and redundancy both are same. And the third point is maintenance is not so easy for us. Why so? If at all I need to do some change. Yesterday I was asking, right? Okay, let us run this guy, open in the browser. This is how my web page is looking like. Now someone said that, boss, this green background is not looking good. You have to change it. What I need to do? Do I need to go to every 4 items and I need to do the changes over there? Yes, it is. That is the reason it is not recommended to go with the inline CSS. We need to go with the next topic, something called as CSS classes. But before going with the CSS classes, today let me give you some idea about what do you mean by GitHub and code repository. Okay, so today I will give you a bit of information on what do you mean by GitHub and what do you mean by code repository. And some of you guys have already got the access to the GitHub also, right? Who all got an access to the GitHub? Few of you. Okay. Who all got registered but not got access for the GitHub? Oh, most of you. Have you guys added to the Telegram group? Added Telegram? Come on, if you're added, I'm already replying there, right? Okay, if you missed it again, please ping me on the Telegram. I will, with your Gmail ID, with what you got registered, I will take your ID and I will make you as a collaborator. Okay, so the very first question a lot of people are having is, what do you mean by this code repository? It's a very, very, very important concept you need to understand. There is something called as code repository. Okay, so what is the use of this code repository? So before talking about the code repository, let us take a real-time scenario, guys. Guys, this is not technical. This is a concept I'm talking about. So try to understand. Now, assume there is an organization under which multiple people are working with multiple systems. You agree? There are multiple systems within a single organization. Yes. Under a single organization, do you guys agree that every system is connected to each other through network? Through network, they are going to connect each and every system. This guy is connected to this, this guy to this. Every other system is connected to each other like this. Okay. Now, let us say this guy is Mr. A, and this is say some B, and this is say some C, D, E, and F. Okay, assume these are the 6 people working on one of the project. Do you guys agree multiple people work on same project at a time? In an organization, in a bigger organization, in a bigger projects, multiple people working on the same project. And that too, the requirement is same, but they distribute the work and they are going to write the piece of code. Now, assume a guy has written some piece of code. Okay, today I have added some of the feature to the existing project. Do I need to share the code what I have written to the other teammates in my team? Yes. Obviously, because now I have added other feature, it doesn't mean that only I need to have that. I need to share with others so that they can keep extending the other things. So what is the way that A can share the data or share the code to all the teammates? One option what you have is, I need to send a mail saying that, boss, this is the piece of code I have added, add an attachment to this to all the people in my team. Do you guys, it is valid way of using it? No. Why so? One thing is, it is not so easy for you to send the email to each and every people. In our example, it is only 6, but there could be some. I have worked in one of the team personally where we have 360 people in a single team. Do you think it is easy for you to sending each and everyone? And that too, the problem is, when I'm sending to each and every other guy, even I receive the mails from the other guys also, because B might do some changes. He also have to distribute the code. C might do some changes. He has to distribute the code to the others. So whoever is doing the changes on the project, they have to distribute the code to the other teammates in the other mates in the team, so that everyone will have the latest piece of code. So mail is not at all recommended. Another reason for mail not recommended is the files what you do the changes, not every time it is a single file. There could be multiple files you are doing. I'm doing some 100 file changes. Do you think it is easy to zip all the hundreds and sending the mail? No. Then what is the other option? The other option is sharing the data, sharing the code. Now what I need to do, I need to create a share folder in my system, and I give the share access to each and every other teammate. They will access that and they make use of it. But again, sharing is also not a good solution. Why so? When I share here, every other guy, I need to say, for example, 6 people are there. I need to connect to 5 systems. I need to get the data. Each and every other guy has to connect to each and every other system. Again, that is not a good solution here. Then what is the best solution where I can share the code across the teammates? Whatever the changes I do, it has to be shared across the system. So how do I do that? That is where you have a concept, something called as code repositories. Now what I'm saying is, why don't you take a dedicated system which is only to share the code here? Okay, a dedicated system which is not to work it's not to work a day-to-day work, but just responsible for sharing the code here. That's it, holding the code here. Now what I do, anytime I'm done with my coding, I simply put my code into the code repository or into one of the dedicated system, so that B guy wanted the latest code. Do I need to go to the A guy, or do I need to go to the code repository system? Code repository system. So this we call it as a code repository guy. Every other guy is connected to this. You are submitting the piece of code into this, so that every other guy, now today morning I'm logging into my office, I have to do my work. What I need to do, first of all, I need to take the latest code being submitted or being worked with my team. I take the code, I do the changes. Whatever the changes I do, I simply put into the Git repository or code repository. That is why we go with the code repositories. Am I clear? So in an organization, in order to share the code between multiple 1,000 teammates, 2,000 teammates, any number of teammates you have, you simply go for the code repositories instead of sharing the data here. Now, when I say code repositories, what are the examples we have? We have something called as SVN, Tortoise SVN, GitHub, Perforce, Bitbucket. Lot of code repositories are there. Outside world, lot of code repositories are there. Among all this, GitHub is one of the guy. Okay, GitHub is one of the organization which is working too much on the code repositories, and which is mostly suggested. If you go into the organizations, 100% organization, minimum 80 plus organizations go with the GitHub. Okay, because that is it is having high-end advantages over there. That is the reason even I'm also choosing the GitHub. It is more advantage for you. Once you go into the real-time interviews and all, they will ask you, boss, which repository you have experience with. You can simply say, I have an experience with GitHub code repository. It is not mandatory that you need to have an idea of each and every code repository, because there are thousands of repositories. Not every organization will say, you say, boss, GitHub I have. They are not using GitHub, but still they will put the questions on GitHub. Why so? When I say code repository, conceptually, everyone is same. When I say GitHub, Bitbucket or Perforce, everyone is doing the same, which is used to share the code across the devices or across the people. Yes. Then what is the reason that you need to only understand the GitHub or Perforce? If you understand one of the code repository, you can work with any of the code repository. The way we do might be different. What we do is always same across the code repositories. Okay. Now, why the reason we are going for the GitHub here in our class? The reason is every day, assume this green guy is my system. Okay. Every day I'm going to write some piece of code. Yes or no? I'm going to write some piece of code, right? Every day for today class, I'm going to do that. Now, when I write some piece of code, assume like this A, B, C, D, F for you guys. Now, whatever the examples I'm doing in my system, do you guys need to access that? Once you go home, you should be able to see what examples. One way what you have is, I need to send a mail to every one of you. But do you think it is valid? No. The second way is you need to get your pen drives after this class. You need to put into the system. You need to access it. But offline guys are missing, and that is again not at all valid. You need to be in a line to get the data to be copied on the pen drives. Instead of that, why don't I make an access to you guys? Now what I'm doing, whatever the examples every day we are going to work on, I'm going to put these examples or anything what we do, including the notes or project part, anything I have, I'm going to put into the Git repository. Okay. Now, where I have kept the Git repository, if I open my github.com, okay, I should be able to see something called as Durga Prasad UI. Now, if you see, this is where I'm putting. Now, if you go to the 8:30 a.m., you see here, I have already added under the November folder, November 29th and 30th folders are already there. Now, if at all you have to access this guy, how do you do that? Now, boss, if I directly access this URL, this is our GitHub URL. Okay. Do you guys still see the voice issue, guys? Everyone? Am I clear? Online students?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes.
No issue, right? Clear, right? Okay. Anyone? Can you open this?
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay. You closed it? Someone knocked it, right? Yeah, okay, close it. If there is no one, you can close it. Okay, fine. Yeah, what I'm saying is, this is how I'm putting the code repository. Now, okay, boss, you have kept this guy into the code repository. Can we guys access it from our systems? From your system, you have to access it. But first thing is, this is a private guy. Okay, whatever the code I have created, whatever the project I have created, it is a private. It is not like everyone can log in and everyone can get it. So in order to get this guy, for example, E guy need to get the access of this green box. What I have to do? First of all, do I need to have a connection to this guy? This I need to have a connection, right? That is the reason I'm asking you guys to give you the Gmail ID, so that once I add you as a collaborator, then you should able to access that particular repository. Okay, the reason why I'm asking the Gmail, only if I take your email ID, only after I make you as a collaborator, then only you should able to take the, you should able to submit the code into the Git. Okay, so let me show you step by step, guys, because some people are still having a question, how we receive the email and how we accept the invitation and all. Do I have any student online who have registered part of Telegram, but you haven't got the access to the GitHub? Anyone? Or else let me call you. I have your names. Vinay. Do I have Vinay in the class? Vinay, you are here. I want offline, online student. You messaged me, right, for access. Okay, I want online students so that they can share my screen, share their screen. Mahija, you are in the class. Okay, you are here. Why everyone is here? I want online student. Sai Priya, online or offline? Sai Priya. Okay, do I have Sai Priya online? No. Anand Babu, you are also here. Guys, anyone of online students? Okay, Ankit. Ankit, you are added to the Telegram? Yes or no? You are added to the Telegram group? No. I want anyone from online who got added to the Telegram group but not given access to the GitHub, so that I can take your screen share access and I can show them. Sir, your Telegram channel name? Okay, that's a different. I don't have any channels here. My ID is, this is my Telegram ID. You can ping me. Come on, guys. No one is there. Do I have Krishna Batula?
Yes, sir.
Krishna,
Sir,
online
yes,
or
sir.
offline?
Yeah, I mean online.
No one. Okay, fine. A few days I messaged you, didn't reply me. Okay, Muhammad, are you already part of the Telegram group you're saying? Guys, what I am asking and what you guys are asking. Okay, fine. Okay, at least anyone online want to share your screen who already got an access of your GitHub? Are you guys okay to share your screen? Anyone? I make you as a co-host so that I will practically show you how do you get the GitHub checkout in your local missions. Online students, anyone? Volunteer? Only for today. No one. Everyone have secrets in the systems. I can share. Thank you, Sai. Tejashwini. Okay, ma'am, shall I make you as a co-host? Tejashwi? Yes, okay. I'm stopping my screen share. I will make Tejashwi as a share. Tejashwi. Two Tejashwis are there. Okay, I made you as a co-host, ma'am. So, Sai, can you please share your screen? you have an option, something called as screen share. And one more thing, Tejashwi, have you got the GitHub access already? Have you got the GitHub access? Awesome, good. If possible, can you please also okay, first of all, you can share me your screen. Guys, everyone, please see this. I mean, I'll show you step by step how the flow is going to happen, how to check out this code. Host denied screen share. I'm the host, I'm accepting you. I already made you as a co-host. How can host can deny this? Okay, we'll do one thing. If I make you as a host, you can do that, I guess. Okay, or else let me. Yeah, can you try now? Yeah, you already have 2 accounts, right? I gave for other account. Okay, good. Tejashi, if possible, can you please open your Gmail just to show that how you got the invitation? If you don't have any personals. Okay, so guys, this is how you got. She's very intelligent. She kept the mail. Awesome. Nice. Very good. Okay. So, so guys, whenever you give me your email ID, that email ID, first of all, you have to sign up. Okay. You have to sign up to the Gmail. I mean, you have to sign up over there. There it is not sign in. First of all, you have to sign up. Once you get sign up, only give me that Gmail ID. Obviously, you will be having multiple Gmail IDs. Don't share every other Gmail ID and don't say that I didn't got access. Make sure you only sign up with the particular mail ID and give me that mail ID. I will make you as a collaborator. The time I make you as a collaborator, you will receive these type of mail to your mail ID. Who all got this invitation? Okay, nice. Now, after this, again, once you give your email ID, I make you as a collaborator, not just enough. First of all, you have to click on the invitation. Until and unless this view invitation, please, can you please click on that, ma'am? View invitation, and you need to accept the invitation. Then only you should able to get my GitHub access. Okay, as she already logged in. Okay, Tejashi, could you please sign out from the GitHub once? Yes. Okay, so please sign in once. So if you see here, she already accepted the invitation. Now she is going into the sign in. Okay, please click on sign in. Okay, if you see, once she clicks on sign in, on the left side, could she able to see the Durga Prasad UI classes? If you sign into the github.com, if you see that folder access, that indicates you are a collaborator to the particular folder. What do you mean by collaborator? Implies you can participate in the code editing, deleting, adding anything you want to do. You can simply do that over there. Am I clear? So that is what you have to become as a code repository. I mean, you have to become a collaborator. Now she could able to see that. Ma'am, can you please click on that link once? So if you click on that link, this is how you should able to see the existing folders. Like batch 7 a.m., 8 p.m. I really trust my students and I'm giving the access to each and every other batch, guys. It is not like 8:30 people only accessible for the 8:30. The reason why I gave is so that you can explore the other existing teams also. What are the projects? I mean, what examples they are working on, what assignment they have done, how they have done. Can you please open the 7 a.m. Folder, ma'am? Okay, please click on folder public. Guys, when I'm giving the explanation, don't give the charts. I'm not monitoring it. Let's first explore these guys. Okay, please click on public folder. At the bottom, you see list, second folder, a bit up, public folder. Yes. Go into the others folder. So this is my 7 a.m. guys. Okay, go into the assignments. Okay, click on that shaker one, first one. So the advanced, please click on that. So sooner you are also going to do this, guys. Okay, sooner you are also going to create your own folders. You are going to submit the assignments in this way. Say, for example, Shaker has submitted some 8 assignments here. The reason why I gave you the access of the 7 a.m. is not to delete the existing files, just to explore, okay, how they are solving the assignments. You are thinking in one way, how they have done, you can have an explore it. In the same way, can you please go into the public folder, ma'am, once? Go back. On the top, you have the breadcrumb, right? You can click on that public directly. or else. Okay, fine. Can you please click on the 7am folder again? Okay, public folder again. Now, say for example, you want to see, okay, please click on December 1st folder. Okay, there is a topic like returning and passing parameters. Now, if you want to understand how they have done that, okay, so we in my 8:30 a.m. I might go with a different example. In my 7 a.m. I may go with a different example. Now it is easy for you to go to explore and see what actually they are working on. Okay, that is the reason I'm giving an access to you. Can you please go back to UI classes folder? Click on the 8 p.m. batch. 8 p.m. is too much advanced. Not this folder, ma'am. There is another 8 p.m. folder at the bottom. 8 p.m. September. Yes. Okay, please click on public. Yes, ma'am. Guys, we have chair. One is there. Okay, can you please adjust so that one can come and adjust? Other chair also there, right? There are two. Okay, one is here. Ma'am. And one chair is over here. One can sit. Okay, already there. Ma'am, second row, could you please? Okay, yeah. So now if you see, can you please click on why the public folder is only having this? Okay, please click on the November 2nd folder. At the bottom, November 2nd folder. Okay, now you can see that arrays, iterating over JSON, what is a JSON object? So these type of examples are there. So you are the very scratch batch what I have started with. I mean, basic batch right now into 7 a.m. already finished. I mean, they are into the JavaScript. My 8 p.m. batch, they already finished the advanced JavaScript. Now they are into the HTML5. So it is easy for you to explore the other batches examples also so that you get some better idea. That is the reason I'm giving access to this. You guys even have an access to delete those files also, guys. But I trust you guys. That is the reason I'm giving this. Okay, so please don't do that. Use it for a better way. It is not like taking this, sharing for someone else or friends or so and so. Don't do that. Or deleting it or doing some mischief things. Don't do that. You are here to gain the knowledge. Make use it in a better way. Am I clear? So just for exploration, I would have directly given only the folder of 8:30 batch. Why the reason I given all the folders? Just for a better cause. Okay, make use in a good way. Okay, so is everyone so clear? Once you get an invitation, how to access the GitHub code? Still any questions? Online students? What is the C241632? Who is this? Sir, repeat once. Can you please tell me what is the specific topic? It's already 20 minutes of class done. If you simply say repeat, from where I need to repeat. Please let me know specifically that, I mean, boss, this is not clear, then I can understand that. Remaining all, are you guys clear? How to get into the Telegram group? Rahul, that's a complete different question. I will come back to that. Okay, first of all, we are talking about the GitHub access. Let's get clear on this. Then I will go back to the Telegram. Okay. Yeah. Anyone, any questions up to this? Whatever we have discussed? I only got the response from Shubham and Preetham. Anyone else? Manish, clear. Next, I want everyone, be interactive guys in the class. Everyone so clear? Awesome. Very good. Now, the next step is, okay, boss, the examples, whatever you are creating, I should able to see in the GitHub folder. Fine. I mean, going into the github.com. But do you think it is easy for you to run the files from the github.com? Exploring the files, it is okay. You can directly go to the github.com and you could able to see the files. You can even submit and you can download the files also. But it is not so easy. What you have to do is you need to check out these complete folder structure into your local machine. Okay, you need to check out the complete folder structure into your local machine. So you need an interface, a mediator you wanted who can help as a mediator between your system and the github.com. Github.com is a different server, a server guy who is holding all our code. Now you want all this piece of code into your local machine. In order to get this guy into your local machine, you want a mediator. That is why we have downloaded the GitHub desktop software. GitHub desktop software is a simple mediator. It is not a technology. What it does is it will act as a mediator through the GitHub desktop. If you want any submission of the code, you can do that using the GitHub desktop. If you want to retrieve some piece of code from the github.com, you could able to do that using your GitHub desktop mediator software. Hope everybody is ready with installation of the GitHub desktop. Everyone. Okay, ma'am, are you also ready with that, Sai? Okay, if you're ready, can you please open the GitHub desktop? So now let me show you through GitHub desktop, how do you pull the code from the GitHub repository into your local machine? So if you see here, she's opening the github.com, sorry, GitHub desktop application. I can see at the bottom, class recording is already happening. Nice. Guys, one more thing, guys, doing a recording is not a sin. You can do that. But if you're not sharing with others, that's a very big sin. Okay. So some people, I mean, mainly for the online students, offline students are missing the recordings. So I recommend, if possible, please share the recording with others. You can share it in the group. Don't share it to personally, directly share in the group. 2 or 3 or 4 people can become as a volunteer. You can help in every day record the class. You can just share it. Okay. And again, I'm telling guys, don't use these recordings to upload into your YouTube channels for getting the subscriptions. I have already seen that a lot of people were doing that. So please don't do that. Make use it for a good cause. The reason, being a faculty of management, I should not actually force you guys to do the recording. The only reason why I'm asking is you will get a chance to revise the things. Okay. Use it for a good purpose. When you're gaining the knowledge, cheating is not at all allowed, guys. Okay. So please make it for a good cause. That is the reason I'm saying that open, directly share in the group itself. Anyone who wanted, you can download it and you can make use of it. Okay, but I should not see in the YouTube channels. Okay, now if you see here, this is how she could able to open. Ma'am, could you please minimize all the windows, only keep the GitHub desktop? Okay, that's good, nice. Okay, now if you see, this is how the GitHub desktop is getting open. Who all could able to see this window after installation? Most of you who all are ready with the installation of the GitHub desktop. I already told you to do that, right? Okay, nice. Get ready with that. Now, once you have this GitHub desktop, now what I need to do is she could able to see at the bottom that your repository is Durga Prasad UI classes. This is the one to which she is having an access. But in future, if your friend is sharing some code in your office, they are sharing the code. Mostly office guys don't share the code to your personal Gmail ID. Okay, but if they are sharing, you will be getting this. But the first thing what you need to do is, can you please go into file option, ma'am, on the left top file option, left top menu. Okay, click on options. Guys, if you want, you can note down the steps also. The step 1 is, can you please sign out, Teju? Okay, I think actually she signed in, but in general, whenever you open the GitHub desktop, this is how it will be going. Now you need to go to the file option. You need to click on options. Under that, there is an option, something called as, can you please keep the window, ma'am? Yeah, there is option, something called as github.com and GitHub Enterprise. You need to go with the github.com. Enterprise is paid version. Now we are going with the free version. So click on the github.com, sign in now here. Click on that guy. Now it will take you to the browser. Continue with the browser. It will redirect to the browser and again it will come back to this. Now she got signed in. Now when you go into the file option and go to the options again, go to the file option, options. See here, now Teju is there. Earlier it was asking to sign her, but now it is simply saying that Teju 12, whatever her ID it is simply showing. Implies she could able to sign in into the github.com through this interface. As I said to you, GitHub desktop is like a mediator. In the interface, she logged in. Any questions up to this? Everyone clear? Awesome. Next. Now, what is her next responsibility? The main intention why we have gone, ma'am, you can close this window. Only this guy, dialog box. Okay. Now, what is our intention for using this GitHub desktop here? We need to clone the code which is in the github.com into her local machine. Okay, that concept we call it as a cloning concept. Cloning in the sense matching your local machine with the existing github.com code. Okay, please go into the file option. Go something called as clone repository. So please follow the step-by-step, guys. Offline students, at least you note down. Online students, if you want, you can do it parallelly. Okay, go into the URL, ma'am. On the right tab, you see something called as URL. Okay. No, okay. Go to the github.com on the first tab. Okay. If you see, click on the bottom, Durga Prasad UI classes. If you see, it is asking which repository. 1 second, don't do anything. Just only Durga UI classes. Now, here what it is asking is which repository you want to clone. Right now, she is having access for only one repository. You might have n number of repository, might be in future. Right now, she is not having, she is having only single repository. That is what been shown there. Fine, everyone. Okay. Now, after this, at the bottom, local path, you need to specify to which folder I need to get my GitHub code into my local machine. Okay. To which folder I need to get this GitHub folder. Okay. Go into the choose option, ma'am, at the bottom. By default, it is saying that users, welcome, documents, etc. and all. Don't go with that. You might be having your dedicated folder where you want to share all your files and all. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, ma'am, can you please choose the folder where you want to go? Like C drive, D drive, you might be having a dedicated folder for UI, right? Not desktop not recommended for code repositories, not pictures also. Okay, go to the C drive or D drive. Okay, maybe E drive is free. Okay. Open the E drive and create your folder. Okay, create a new folder. On the top, you have an option. Okay, new folder. You can put something called as UI or UI full stack, something like that. UI full stack Git. Anything you can. And I already said you guys, whenever you're giving the folder names and file names, don't give the spaces. Okay, that is a thumb rule. Recommended. It is not mandated. Now, if you say that, what if I give space? It still work. Not recommended. Okay. Now you click on the UI full stack folder. Single click. No. Single click. Can you please come back? Okay. Single click. Click on at the bottom. Okay. Open is there. Select is not there. Okay. Please click on open at the bottom. Okay. Select. Click on select. Okay. Select. Okay, done. Now, if you see what this dialog box is saying is on the top. Okay, please on the top, you click on the Durga Prasad UI classes. Yes. Now you are saying that GitHub folder structure has to be cloned into your local machine at what folder? E drive, UI full stack, some UI classes folder. Is everyone clear till there? Now you simply click on clone, ma'am. Just click on clone button. So this cloning indicates, now everybody is so clear what it is going to do. It is going to get the external content from the github.com into your local machine. See here. Can you please open the T drive and show the folder once? Open the C drive, ma'am. Yeah, it is happening, but still you can open that. You can open the T drive and whatever the folder you have just created, right? Okay, if you see UI full stack folder, open that guy. UI classes, open that guy. Now the cloning is not yet happened. Now can you please switch back to that guy? See here, this is an empty folder. Okay. Now you go to the GitHub desktop. Okay, the cloning is happening. Anyone else, online students working parallelly, is the cloning happening? And guys, one more thing I recommend you, offline students also recommended to get your laptops. Okay, recommended. I mean, you can get your laptops and you can do it parallelly here itself. So that if you have any type of questions or problems, whenever I'm doing the examples, you can do it parallelly here. If you have a question, I can solve it after the class itself. You don't need to wait until next day. Recommended. I'm not saying that you need to get it, and don't get your desktop, only laptops. Okay, I know the right now the space is not much enough. I mean, if you ask me a question, boss, for sitting also it's not enough. How can we get the laptop? I will try my best, guys. I mean, once we get the registered student, I will try my best to move to a more more spacious room. Okay, I promise that. Okay, what to do to so you can make me collaborator. For that, Rahul, first of all, you have to get registered. Once you get registered, you need to share your details to Mr. Ramesh. Hope you already have the contact details of Mr. Ramesh, who is our admin, and he will add you as a Telegram. I mean, he will add you into the Telegram group. There is a group which we already created. Almost like 55 members are already a part of it. Once you part of the Telegram group, then you have to message me. You already have my Telegram ID, right? Even I'm also part of the Telegram, but you can take my Telegram ID, Prasad 158. Okay, then you can ping me on the Telegram ID saying that, boss, I got added to the Telegram group. Now you make me as a collaborator. Then I will add you as a collaborator. Clear, Rahul? Okay. So cloning is still happening. Fast internet. So, and this is only one time process, guys. One time only you do the cloning. Remaining all, you just need to take the latest version. That's it. I'll show you how do you take the latest also. Okay, now if it is done, if you see here, that pop-up is done. Now it is saying that your cloning, your repository is ready. Can you please go into that folder, ma'am? That folder, what you have earlier, it was an empty folder, right? Can you please go there? Okay, now if you see here, is she having the same folder structure what we had in our github.com? Who helped in doing this? Not me. Obviously the GitHub desktop. Okay, GitHub desktop, which is acting as a mediator, which is helping us to get the content, whatever you have in the github.com as it is into your local machine. Can you please open your 8:30 a.m. batch folder, ma'am? Guys, okay, one second. Can you please go back? As I shown you, she's having all the access to every other. Can you please go back? You can say back button. Okay, more back ones, UI classes folder. Okay, if you see here, you have access for 8 p.m., 7 a.m., etc., project stuff, etc. and all. If she deletes something in 7 a.m., it will be even affected for others also, for the complete 7 a.m. batch. So if you delete something in your 8:30 folder, it is going to get affected for others. So please make sure that you are paying attention before you do some operation on this. You are okay to copy the things, and you are okay to copy the files. If you want to do some changes, say for example, today I have done one example. You want to do some editing on that, add-ons to that. Don't do within this folder. Copy this guy into somewhere else. There you do the changes. If you do any changes in this UI classes folder, it is going to get an effect to each and every one. I mean, one time, two time, it's okay. If you keep on repeating this, I will remove the collaborator access. Okay, so please pay attention. It is not like whatever the way you want to use, you can make use of it. What is your question? Yes. Okay, his question is, okay, boss, if I mistakenly deleted this, okay, or mistakenly edited this, or someone intentionally deleted this, you can get to know. Yes. Ma'am, can you please click on that history? You have that facility also. Please click at the background, ma'am. In the background GitHub desktop application, you have a history. Left top, can you please go bottom? Changes, right side of the changes. Yes. If you click on the history, okay, can you please expand that guy, that bar? You can actually maximize that. Click on this next guy. Click on the next. Okay, can you please expand this guy, the left side guy? Yes. Okay. Now, if you see, this guy is having, I mean, this page is being accessible by a lot of other people of my students. Now, if you see that, first of all, some San1432 has submitted his assignment 6. Second one, Durga Prasad P. I have done the changes. Later, Sridevi, next Sonali, Sham Kumar, Datta Sai. So you could see their names. So once you click on their name, I will get to know whether they have deleted or edited or did some changes. I can get that. But I don't want to monitor something like that, guys. You are enough mature. Make use in a better way. I know that mistakenly something might happen. That is the reason I'm warning you from the starting itself. You should not come and later say that boss mistakenly happened. Once I said that you need to pay attention before you do this. Yes. It is not like once you are a collaborator for a particular folder, it is not like, say, for example, he did some changes. Every other guy can see that. Now, if you see, for example, Teju, she could able to see who all have done that. 7 a.m. guy, 8:30 guy, 7 a.m., 8:30, everyone, whoever is working on my project for which she is having an access, she could able to see the history of it. So that is an advantage. You can see that, okay, who all are submitting, you can, and once you click on the particular, okay, can you please click on my name or there, ma'am, structure change. Okay, now once you click on that guy, please click on that. Okay, at the right side, it will show you what all the changes I have done. I have done a lot of changes. Can you go to the Sridevi at the bottom? Can you please click on the next one? Bottom, no, very next to me, yes. No, top, yeah, that's it. Now, if you see, once she's clicking on what changes Sridevi has done, she just added 2 of the files. So it was so easy for me to identify if I delete something, that also she can monitor. At the same time, I can also monitor. Everyone can monitor that. Clear, everyone? Okay. Now, is everyone so clear? How do we clone the code into your local machines? Can I expect everyone by tomorrow, you clone the code into local machines? Okay, super fine. Now, can you please click on the changes, ma'am, Teju? Okay. Now, first thing, the next question, what you see is, okay, boss, till now, whatever the latest code you have, she could able to get into her local machine. Okay. Example, today, I will add some changes. Okay. Teju, 1 second. I'm sharing my screen for a minute. Okay. You can share back. Okay. I want to do some changes. Example, today, it is December 1st, right? I'm copying the same file. Let me create new folder, say some December 1. Under this, I'm pasting the file. Okay, I have done these changes. Now, what I will do from my side, if you see, when I go to my GitHub desktop, I'm adding this guy. If you see in her machine, you don't see the changes. Okay, anyway, I will show you later how you guys submit the changes. For now, you only work on how to take the latest code, whatever I'm submitting, as simple as it is. Okay, don't go on how do we commit it. I'm just doing this here. Say, for example, December 1st. Okay, I have submitted my changes today. I just added this recently. December 1st file, I just added. Every day I'll be doing that, right? Now, go back to stop share. Ma'am, can you please share your screen back? Okay, can you please go into your folder, ma'am? E drive, wherever it is, that folder where you have the code. Okay, go to the 8:30 a.m. Okay, do you see, open the November folder? I have created under the November I created. Okay, do you see any December 1st folder there? No, what she has to do, she has to get the latest code, right? Now, how she has to do? No need of cloning again. Cloning is one-time process. Now, what I need to do, I need to pull the latest changes from the GitHub to the local machine. So please go to the GitHub desktop back again. On the right top, GitHub desktop. On the right top, you should be able to see an option, something called as fetch origin. What do you mean? Please click on the fetch origin, very next to the master. Here. On the top, very next. A bit left side, please. Yes. See here, there, right side of the master. You see something called as fetch origin option. So please click on that fetch origin option. Teju, there is right side for the master. Yes. So once you click on that fetch origin, you skip it, this guy, why this guy has come? Okay, now once she clicked on that fetch origin, she should able to see. Ma'am, you don't do anything, just keep it. Okay, keep that. Now if you see on the right top, earlier it was simply fetch origin. Now you see something called as pull origin option is coming. What do you mean by that? And at that there is something called as a down arrow symbol, which is saying as 1. What do you mean by that? Comparative with your local machine with the external Google github.com server, the difference is one changes is been done, which you have to download these guy. The down arrow indicates you have to download. You don't need to do anything manual, guys. These guy will help you either to submit the code or to take the latest code. Okay, now she clicks on that pull origin. Please click on the pull origin. First option is fetch origin, next pull origin. If you don't see any option, no any latest changes, then you don't see that down symbol. You might get something somewhere 100 times down symbol. What do you mean by that? 100 changes are there which is not matching your local machine. You simply click on that, you have the local code. Okay, yeah, now she did the fetch origin. Now can you please go back to the code folder, ma'am? Now do you see the December 1 folder? This is how simple it is. So every day I do the changes, I make sure I will submit the code. Once you go home, open the GitHub desktop, click on the fetch origin, take the latest code. As simple as it is. Okay, so as today I have discussed only of how to pull the latest code and how to clone the repository into your local machine. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, like after a couple of days, I will even show you how do you push the data into the GitHub, so that by that time everyone will get a GitHub access. Then I will even show you how do you push the data. Right now you're pulling the data, matching from the github.com to the local machine. Now if you are doing, say in sooner you're going to solve some assignments. Now I ask you guys, submit the assignments. You don't mail me, right? Because you can't mail me each and every day, and not so easy for me to go to the mails. So what you have to do, you have to submit the assignments into the Git. If you see my other batchmates, okay, 1 second, ma'am, I'm stopping your screen share. I'm doing the share. So if you go into this folder, like say my 8 p.m. batch, now when I go to the public folder, under these guy, there is some others folder, assignments. Okay, now when I go to the Sonali web, see here, so these many assignments she has done, because they have already done with what do you say, HTML5 and all, so they have done a lot. So you see, that is how she could able to submit her assignment. So you guys will be sooner doing that, guy. Don't get scared of these things, guys. You know, lot of people, if you see how many people have submitted the assignment, see these many, more than 100 people have submitted the assignment. No one knows about the GitHub before. Once they joined this class, now once they understood this topic, they have started making use of it. It is not a rocket science that, boss, this is complex. I'm from the civil background. I'm from the management background. I'm not understanding this. That is not at all a case. Do you see any complex in understanding this guy today? Any questions? Now you, everyone can take the code take the backup of the code and clone the repository into your local machines. Whoever got the GitHub access, first thing what you need to do is open the github.com. See, do you have access for the Durga Bazaar UI classes folder or not? Only after you get an access, then only you can do this all steps here. Okay, so don't get scared, guys. These all are very, very simple topics. Just a practice. If you do a bit of practice, you will get all these things. Okay, Suresh, how can we submit the assignment? As I said you, Suresh, for now I'm just pausing. I don't want to add burden on you on the day one itself, submitting, pulling, etc. and all. First of all, get clear about how to clone and how to pull the data. Later I will show you how to push the data. Okay, next, anyone who recorded section, please share on the Telegram. Okay, so any more questions here, guys? Yes. Okay, that's a good question. What someone is asking in the offline is, he's saying that, okay, boss, once you click on this guy, you should able to get the latest code. But how do I know that which folder or which location it got updated? Okay, Teju, can you please share your screen? She has recently downloaded that file, right? Now let us see that. Ma'am, can you please share your screen again? Okay, can you please go into the history? GitHub desktop. Yeah, click on the history. Now, if you see on the first one, if you click on that guy, yeah, now you could able to see that, right? Now she could able to see, okay, latest one changes was been done. What is that change? Who has done that? Durga Prasad, he has done. What is the description he has given? He has given as December 1. What are the files he has submitted? On the right side, she could see what file and what are the changes. So in this way, you can actually get it out. Ma'am, you're putting, are you clear with your question? Your question. Once you sign out, obviously you cannot, once you sign out, right? GitHub desktop doesn't know that to which account I have linked to. So once you check out, there is no option you cloning and clone out doesn't work. But whatever the changes, it's already there in your machine, that will be there. But if you want to take the latest or if you want to push the changes, it's not possible. For sure, you have to be signed in. Can you please? Yeah. Obviously, it will do. Okay. Even if you sign out, no. Okay, so a question from offline student, what she's saying is, okay, boss, once you take the latest code, now you are signed out from the GitHub desktop. Now you are doing some changes into the same folder. Does that affect in the GitHub? Does that affect? No. And that too, okay, let me show you one more thing. Ma'am, can you please click on the changes folder at the right top? Okay, you see, when you see there is something called as 0 changed files. What does that mean? She has not done any of the file changes because I already said you should not do any changes. Example, can you please go back to the folder structure? Can you go into the December 1 folder?
Double click.
Open it, ma'am. Delete that file.
Right click.
Come on, how can you delete? I said that not to delete, right? Okay, fine. Now, if you see here, she deleted that. Does that mean everybody got affected? Let me see. I will go back to my code. Okay, let me share my screen. Where is this guy?
Control plus Z, sir.
Stop participant, share. So don't delete the files if someone says that. Okay. Okay. So if you see here, when I come out here, I go to my 8:30 a.m. Go to the December file. How come it got deleted? Don't say that. Ma'am, have you submitted it?
Yeah.
No, I kept in the November folder, right? Okay. Now, if you see, when I open the November folder, the news item, is it still there? So once she delete doesn't mean that it directly affected the GitHub. So when it is going to get affected, ma'am, can you please share your screen again? Hope you're not confusing, right, between the screen share. The only reason is I want to practically show you. Okay. Once you see here, in her machine, it is not there. Can you please click on the GitHub desktop once? Go back to the GitHub desktop. Now you see earlier there were 0 changes, but now she can see that one change file is there. That minus indicates she is about to delete that. At the bottom, there is a button called as commit to master. Ma'am, can you please minimize this window so that people can see the commit to master? Yeah. If you see at the bottom, there is something called as commit to master. You do the changes, edit, delete, add anything. Only once you click on the commit to master, then only these changes will go into the GitHub. Clear now? So it is like, it is not like boss mistakenly deleted, it is affecting. Okay, that is first mistake. The second mistake, you don't do mistakes out here, right? You don't do mistakenly, don't click on this commit to master. So make sure whenever you're doing the changes, that is the reason I said doing the changes, I will do it later. Okay, but mistakenly, if you have done some change, say for example, she herself mistakenly deleted, she want to skip it out, then what she can do? Ma'am, can you please right click on the file name on the news item HTML, right click on that. There is an option, something called as discard changes. Please click on the discard changes. So, okay, discard changes. Okay, now you come back to the folder. See, the file is back. If you do mistakenly something, first mistake, okay, mistakenly you might delete or edit, but the second mistake, you should not do that. Don't click on the commit to master. If you see that something mistakenly have done, right click on it, discard files. Not only single, any number of files, right click, discard all changes, it will be skipped off. You're clear with your question, ma'am? Any more questions offline? Okay, online students in live project. Okay, Neha, that's a good question. What Neha is saying is, okay, boss, assume there is a live project which is happening. Under that, what if the problem is, say, for example, there is a abc.js file, some JavaScript file is there. Assume like he and me are working, two are working. At a time, if I do the changes, it is not at all possible. That is the reason there is a concept, something called as feature branch and master branch. If you see on the GitHub desktop, there is something called as a master branch, we call it as, which is the actual code. You know what we do? We generally create a feature branch. Feature branch is take a copy of master branch in your local machine. Now you do all the changes. You see everything is working. You deploy into the dev. You see all things are working. That is good. Then you deploy the feature branch into the master branch. So to answer your question, Neha, multiple people can't work at a time on the same feature branch, because the feature branch itself means you are taking my latest. I want to take a copy. I only want to work on this. No one else want to work. Now, if you work on master copy, yes, the clash is going to come, because at a time, multiple people are working. But anyway, one main thing what happens is when you're doing the changes, you're not doing the changes directly on the GitHub, right? First of all, you're checking out, you're cloning out, you're doing the changes locally. Once you submit it, that is when it will be published to the others. Until then, it will not be shared with the others. Okay. Okay. So, Neha, are you clear with your questions? Any more question? Mohammed, Control+Z doesn't work here. Okay, so fine, guys. Let's pause for today. We'll meet again back on tomorrow. Make sure everybody is there tomorrow. Once I say pause, everybody packed it done. Okay, so tomorrow, make sure everybody is there. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the very important concept of your CSS, which is your CSS classes. Okay, so I will even repeat a bit on what actually inline CSS, just to give demo. And guys, please wait for a couple of minutes. I am still there in the class. Okay, make sure everybody is there. What? That's it. Sign off, guys. Forgot. Okay, bye for today, guys. Meet again back on tomorrow.